Throughout human history, encounters with extraordinary beings have been documented across cultures, with some of the most detailed and consistent accounts coming from Native American tribes. These encounters, spanning centuries and diverse geographical locations, share striking similarities that persist into modern times. By examining these historical accounts alongside contemporary reports, we unveil patterns that transcend time and cultural boundaries, suggesting a continuous phenomenon rather than isolated incidents. This analysis explores the commonalities between traditional Native American encounters with star people and interdimensional beings, and how they parallel modern reports of similar experiences. Lakota/Dakota traditions. The term star people, Wachapi Oyate, is central to their cosmology. Stories tell of star beings coming from the Pleiades star cluster, describe beings that could shift between physical and spiritual forms. Sacred ceremonies like the sun dance are said to facilitate communication with these beings. Stories of star seeds. People believed to have stellar origins or connections. Hopi traditions. The Kachinas are described as star beings who act as intermediaries between humans and the Creator. Describe underground chambers where star people would meet with tribal elders. Prophecies speak of flying shields and star beings returning in specific cycles. Stories of the blue star beings who shared knowledge of astronomy and agriculture. Cherokee stories. Accounts of the star maidens who brought knowledge of medicine and healing. Tales of portals and mountains where beings would emerge. Stories of little people who could appear and disappear at will. Descriptions of sky beings teaching sacred ceremonies. Cree Nation described sky people who came down in baskets from the stars. Stories of transformative encounters that led to healing knowledge. Tales of interdimensional doorways in specific sacred locations. Accounts of beings who could take both animal and human form. Common elements across tribes. Teaching role. Most tribes describe these beings as teachers or knowledge bringers, often associated with medical knowledge and plant medicine, astronomical knowledge, and calendar systems attributed to them. Physical descriptions, often described as luminous or glowing, ability to change form or appearance, sometimes described as very tall or very short, often associated with specific star systems, particularly Pleiades. Sacred sites. Many tribes have specific locations associated with these encounters, often mountains, caves, or bodies of water. Places described as having special energetic properties. Sites often align with celestial events. Communication methods. Many describe telepathic communication, dreams and vision quests as contact methods. Sacred ceremonies designed to facilitate contact. Use of specific sacred objects or medicines to enable communication. Prophecies. Many tribes have prophecies about the return of these beings, often tied to specific celestial events or alignments, connected to major changes in human consciousness. Many involve teachings being revealed at specific times. Modern continuations. Some tribes maintain active traditions of communication with these beings. Sacred sites still used for ceremony and contact. Elders who maintain specialized knowledge about contact protocols. Integration of traditional knowledge with modern experiences. Anthropological notes. These stories often predate European contact. Similar patterns appear in geographically separated tribes. Many accounts were documented by early anthropologists. Some details correspond with modern UFO/contact reports. Here are some documented encounters from various tribal histories and anthropological records. Lakota Star People Encounter. In the early 1800s, a Lakota medicine man named Walks with Stars recorded an encounter during a vision quest. He described meeting tall, luminous beings who emerged from a star lodge that descended from the sky. They shared healing knowledge and prophecies about the tribe's future. They demonstrated ability to appear and disappear at will, showed him symbols that later became part of sacred ceremonies. Hopi Blue Star Kachina account, recorded by elders in the late 1800s, described a being that emerged from a blue star near the San Francisco peaks. Being taught them specific agricultural techniques and weather reading, left physical marks on rocks that are still pointed out by tribe members today. Predicted future appearances tied to specific astronomical events. Cherokee encounters. From the 1700s, multiple accounts from the Smoky Mountains. Medicine woman Tale Fire described meeting star beings in a cave. They taught her about specific medicinal plants and showed her visions of their world. Left her with a crystal that elders reportedly kept until the Trail of Tears. Cree Sky Basket Story, recorded in the 1600s by tribal historians. A hunter witnessed a basket of light descend near a lake. Two tall beings with star eyes emerged and shared prophecies. They demonstrated control over animals and weather. Site became a sacred location for ceremonies. Zuni Star Being Teaching, account from the 1800s, described beings who emerged from star doors in specific mesa locations, taught them advanced irrigation techniques, shared information about celestial cycles and timing of ceremonies, left symbols carved in rocks that matched their astronomical knowledge. Modern era account 1940s. Blackfeet Medicine Man recorded meeting beings during a ceremony, described them as tall, glowing figures who could walk through solid objects. They shared warnings about environmental changes, demonstrated ability to create small whirlwinds and control fire, left physical evidence in the form of unusual crystalline rocks. Common elements across historical tribal encounters. Physical characteristics of beings. Luminous or glowing appearance. Unusual height, often very tall. Eyes described as star-like or unusually bright. Ability to appear/disappear at will. Capacity to pass through solid objects. Technology/abilities demonstrated. Control over natural elements, weather, fire, animals. Creation of light phenomena. Telepathic communication. Manifestation/dematerialization of objects. Transportation vessels described as baskets of light or star lodges. Knowledge sharing. Medical/healing information. Agricultural techniques. Astronomical knowledge. Prophetic information. Ceremonial teachings. Location patterns. Sacred mountains. Cave systems. Bodies of water. Areas later marked with specific symbols. Places aligned with celestial events. Comparison to modern reports. Similarities. Physical descriptions. Modern accounts often describe luminous beings. Reports of telepathic communication continue. Similar height descriptions, 7 to 8 feet tall in many cases. Ability to appear/disappear remains consistent. Technology. Both historical and modern accounts describe craft with similar capabilities. Silent operation. Sudden appearance/disappearance. Light phenomena. No visible propulsion. Environmental impact. Both describe. Physical traces left behind. Effects on electronic equipment. Impact on animals. Geological markers. Communication themes. Information about. Environmental concerns. Human consciousness. Future events. Technological development. Key differences. Modern context. Contemporary reports include more technological elements. Less emphasis on spiritual/ceremonial aspects. More focus on physical craft. Inclusion of medical examination narratives. Communication style. Historical. More ceremonial/ritualistic. Often through medicine people/shamans. Connected to natural cycles. Emphasis on wisdom teachings. Modern. More direct physical encounters. Often random/unexpected. Technical/scientific information. Focus on warnings/cautions. Location patterns. Historical. Sacred sites. Natural formations. Ceremonial grounds. Modern. More urban sightings. Military installations. Power plants/technical facilities. Purpose of contact. Historical. Teaching/knowledge sharing. Spiritual development. Cultural guidance. Long-term relationships. modern scientific study, observation, environmental concerns, species interaction, intriguing consistencies, the persistence of certain details across centuries, light phenomena, telepathic communication, physical evidence left behind, prophetic messages, environmental concerns. Both historical and modern encounters often include warnings about environmental damage, information about maintaining balance, predictions about climate changes, emphasis on human responsibility, consciousness elements. Both emphasize human potential for development, importance of mental/spiritual growth, connection to other dimensions, role of human consciousness in universe. Conclusion: the remarkable consistency between historical Native American encounters and contemporary reports presents us with an intriguing puzzle. Despite vast differences in cultural context, technology, and worldview, core elements of these experiences remain surprisingly stable across centuries. While historical accounts were framed within spiritual and ceremonial contexts, and modern reports tend toward technological interpretations, the underlying patterns suggest we may be observing the same phenomenon through different cultural lenses. These enduring similarities, particularly in physical descriptions, environmental impacts, and communication themes, invite us to consider whether these encounters represent a continuous interaction between humanity and something beyond our ordinary understanding. As we move forward, these historical accounts may offer valuable context for understanding contemporary experiences, while modern reports might help us better interpret the ancestral wisdom preserved in tribal traditions. The persistence of these patterns across time and culture raises profound questions about the nature of human experience and our relationship with the unknown. Whether viewed through the lens of ancient wisdom or modern documentation, these encounters continue to challenge our understanding of reality and consciousness, suggesting that perhaps our ancestors' worldview and modern observations are not as separate as they might initially appear.